The first time you notice something strange about a neighbor, it's easy to dismiss it. Maybe it's just an odd behavior or something that doesn't seem to matter. But what happens when these small signs begin to add up? The neighbor who rarely smiles, the one who always hides behind the curtains, or the one who's never seen during the day. These behaviors might be signs of something deeper and more disturbing. We can't forget that deep down, we all have a story. And the fact that a neighbor is odd doesn't necessarily mean they're dangerous. However, when something goes beyond normality, something inside us triggers an alarm. Sometimes these little behaviors have much deeper reasons. But what do we do when these signs become too clear and fear begins to settle in? The unknown is the most terrifying part. Living next to people whose pasts and motivations are entirely unknown to us, that's the real horror. And that's exactly what makes these stories so frightening. Now imagine being in a situation where you begin to wonder, do I really know who lives next door? The feeling of not having control, of being surrounded by mysteries with no resolution, is terrifying. It's the sensation of being in a place that should be safe, but starts to feel more dangerous. And this is why we need to start paying more attention to the signs. When a neighbor seems to be hiding something, what is that something? And what does it mean for us? When the new neighbor moves into the house next door, it seems like any normal day. But soon it becomes clear that this person is different. He avoids interactions, never engages in conversation, and is hardly seen outside except at odd hours of the night. His habits are strange, and the house itself feels quiet, as though it's been abandoned. When someone tries to talk to him, the response is short and cold. He seems to always be in a rush, as if he's trying to hide something. Things get even stranger when neighbors start noticing odd activities around the house. Some nights they see lights flashing on and off, but no one is visible. The sounds coming from inside are odd, but no one dares to investigate too closely. Then one night, a mysterious figure is seen entering the house through the window and quickly disappearing. At this point, the neighbors start to feel uneasy. They decide to investigate more thoroughly. What they discover is enough to shock anyone. The new neighbor is hiding a dark past, one filled with crimes and a tragic history that he's trying to escape. No one knew who he really was, and the unsettling mystery around him grew. This new neighbor, who everyone thought was just another strange guy, was in fact hiding the darkest of secrets. And that revelation changed everything in the neighborhood. Everyone in the neighborhood knew the neighbor at the end of the street as the perfect person. He was always willing to help, polite, with a friendly smile, and no one ever suspected anything out of the ordinary. But as time passed, some of the neighbors began to notice small discrepancies in his behavior. He was excessively reserved and never mentioned anything about his family, friends, or past. He always seemed to be alone. As time passed, the feeling of something being off grew. The man who had been so perfect, the one everyone admired, started to appear increasingly distant and strange. And then something happened that made everything clearer. A person went missing, and the investigation led them to this very neighbor. It was then that the dark truth came to light. He wasn't who he appeared to be. Beneath the image of the perfect neighbor, he was a criminal who had been hiding his past for years. His secrets were far darker than anyone could have imagined. The neighbor who everyone trusted was, in fact, the biggest mystery of all. And his dark past was revealed, shattering the illusion of safety in the neighborhood. After hearing these stories, one question arises. How many warning signs do we ignore every day? Are we truly aware of everything happening around us? The strange behavior of a neighbor, the door that is rarely opened, or the lights that never turn off? Are these just small oddities? Or could they be signs of something much more serious? Perhaps we can't predict everything, but we can be more vigilant. Being aware of what's happening around you isn't just a matter of curiosity, it's a matter of safety. Knowledge could be the key to avoiding dangers, to realizing when something isn't right. Even if we can't do anything directly, knowing is the first step in being prepared for any situation. These stories serve as a reminder that the unknown can be much closer than we realize, sometimes in places we deem the safest. Being more aware of the people we live near, paying attention to the small details, could be the difference between becoming a victim and avoiding danger. So what can we learn from these stories? Perhaps the most important lesson is that the mystery isn't always far away, but right next door. What seems normal at first glance may be hiding something much darker. The neighbors we live with every day may not be who they seem, and the signs are there, right in front of us. Have you ever experienced something strange with your neighbors? Or perhaps you felt like something was wrong, but couldn't quite figure out what? Don't ignore the signs, pay attention to what's happening around you, and always question what's hidden. You never know what might be lurking in plain sight. Let us know in the comments if you've ever experienced something similar, or if you've had a neighborhood mystery that's never been solved. Share your experiences with us. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. The next mystery could be yours.